Well, we have some expert advice this noon hour on the importance of your legacy. Financial expert Jim Yee joins us in studio. So you're a financial expert, but we're talking about legacy. So that means a different thing to a lot of people. What does it mean for you?
Great question. Well, legacy can mean so many. It's such a powerful word, and can mean so many different things to different people. But I think most people think legacy means, you're famous or you have lots of money. And I believe something different. I believe that everyone has a legacy, no matter who you are. If you're important to somebody, which we all are, we all have a legacy. And so that's why I have a bit of a passion for this topic. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have to have a school named after you or something, but
No.
there is a certain things you should look for. You say there are 3 things to create your legacy. So what are those 3 things?
Absolutely. So I think one common thing is you have an estate. So an estate creates a legacy. So this is where the start of a financial advisor works, is that you have an estate which forms stuff like money and your house and cars and possessions, and you pass those things on. So that ultimately creates part of your legacy. So there is a financial component to a legacy, but money isn't everything. And so another very key component of a legacy is the stories of your life, the experiences that you have, the memories, the lessons that you want to pass on to kids and grandkids and future generations. And to me, that's really, really powerful stuff. And when you think about people that you may know that have passed away, you probably remember the stories and the memories more so than you remember the financial component of it. So, and then the third is another very common one when we talk about legacy. It's your contribution. It's your what you give back to the community. It's your social legacy. And again, this is where sometimes we remember famous people, like here in the city. Lois Hole is a great example.
That exactly came to my mind when you were speaking of that.
So Lois Hole is a great example of somebody who gave so much back to the community that she will always be remembered. And what we remember her for is different than what, say, her children and grandchildren will remember her for. And that's what I mean about a personal legacy versus the legacy of contribution.
Right.
So.
And it doesn't have to be huge, like Lois Hole. It could be, what you did for your neighbors.
That's exactly correct. We all have a legacy, and I think it's important to remember that, that we're all important in this world in our own ways. You don't have to be famous or have done something massive like Lois Hole had to be remembered and to have a legacy. So.
Okay, so the estate part, that's, that you can see your financial planner, and that's sort of easy to sort itself out. But how do you make sure the legacy of your stories and your contribution is remembered?
Yeah, and that's neat today because, in the technological environment that we're in, there are so many venues to capture our lives now, like personal blogging. You see so much of personal blogging. Blogging is something that's going to be around. If you blog, your work, your words will be potentially remembered for not just years, but decades and hundreds and thousands of years. So, but there's lots of things that you can do to preserve your legacy. My wife loves scrapbooking. That's a form of preserving legacies. Writing books, journaling, articles, blogging. Facebook is arguably a form of preserving legacy, although I'm not sure how much quality is there.
Maybe choose your words wisely on that one, but yeah.
But it can be preserved for a long time, right? So many different ways to preserve that legacy, for sure.
And for you actually did go to the point of writing an actual book. Beyond your Facebook status.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 things. I think we've created a program that preserves legacy called My Legacy Organizer. But I myself, you're right, I'm writing a book, an autobiography of sorts. And I chuckle at it because I sometimes wonder, like, who cares about me and who's going to remember me? But there are people that are going to care. My kids. I'm writing it for my kids and my grandkids, my future grandkids, and future generations. And it's really a powerful exercise. I don't expect everyone to go out and write an autobiography. And I also don't expect people to necessarily buy mine and read it, although I think some will and might find it interesting. But when you write, the powerful thing about writing about yourself is that what it does is it actually teaches you how to live your life forward.
Right.
And that's been really fascinating for me. It was a surprise. I didn't realize that would be a benefit, but I wanted to write the book before I was 40, and I'm a little late on that. But
that way you can see what you've been missing and what you need to add for the back part of your life.
Well, the argument is, what if I didn't get to 40? Or what if I didn't get to 50, right? And so I wanted to make sure my kids learn about what's important to me.
Perfect.
And that helps me to live forward. So.
Good job. Okay, well, if you need more information on how to preserve your legacy, you don't have to write a book, but you can go online, retirehappy.ca, and of course you can find more information and a link to that from our website, ctvedmonton.ca.
Excellent.
I'll read your book.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.